The way the elites control the world. 1. The elites, since they are not stupid, learn a lot quickly. The way you learn is to experiment and test your theories. Hence why conspiracy theories for them are fantastic, but for the rest, no. What they have learned in the past 5,000 years. 1. Free labor is the greatest thing ever. Hence why they still love slavery. Hence why they are working towards AI and robots. 2. Through 1, they learned money, especially unlimited money, can control nations or this planet. Competition is not favorable. 3. They have become less believing in God. Their God is money. This is why most people think they love capitalism. This is only partially true. They love vice, they love comfort. They love adoration, they worship monopoly. 4. Mixed beliefs are a problem. The past 1,000 years. 1. War is profit. The best way to gain wealth is to take it from others. 2. Taxing the people feigns representation and is best for themselves. 3. Spreading out is profitable. 4. Empires are better to align with, follow, and influence than be. The last 100 years. 1. Limit your risk. 2. Convince others to fight for you. 3. Diversity has dependent positives and negatives. 4. Markets are fallible. 5. Inflation is favorable. 6. Drugs can make humans do almost anything. 7. Shared cures are not profitable. The last 30 years. 1. Our planet is too large. 2. Smart people don't like our methods. 3. Dumb people act like parasites. 4. Treachery is not profitable from within. 5. There are too many people to control. This will only get worse. The last 10 years. 1. Too many people have little to no wealth. 2. Computers use a ton of energy. 3. Inheritors cause problems. Inflation must be higher to control this. 4. Mid-wealth people despise taxation without representation. 5. Humans will put up with a lot of abuse before they push back. 6. Sinning is so easy. This could be in all categories above, but over time has grown significantly. Because of their power and wealth, they put significant resources into studying human behavior. Most of these studies have been done over the last 75 years, which is why we see everything before World War II as a sort of different world. We have heard things such as the advent of the internet made the world seem smaller. If all printers were determined not to print anything till they were sure it would offend nobody, there would be very little printed. Benjamin Franklin. Now, if I said this quote was, if all posts were determined to be censored by those offended, social media would be empty. You may believe it was recent or quippy, but when you realize it was from more than 200 years ago, well, it may make you think that history is repeating. Now, I'm not sure how many printing presses there were when this statement was made, but I am sure that that number was far fewer than social media accounts today. The difference being, over that time period, the elite control over that printing press only became more monopolized up until social media. Radio was still controlled, TV was still controlled, but not social media. This is forcing the elites to change their approach to controlling us. They got really good at it, but similarly to the overall comfort of the West, the comfort of these media elite also caused them to stop learning from the past. The problem for the regular people is, for the media and government, this is their full-time job. They also get paid, by us, to visit conferences where they learn these tactics against us in secret. One would imagine it would be far cheaper to give your people what they ask for, rather than sell out your country and citizens for this bloated control system. But an elite's beliefs, remember, are not godly nor benevolent, nor charitable. For example, the amount of wealth they have wasted on seemingly stupid projects and wars and technology doesn't seem worth the price when it would have been far cheaper to just make their own products or food, and that would keep citizens safe and happy. This appears logical. Why spend trillions on war and shipping when you could have easily shared billions with your own country and controlled both the product and the population? The elite care not for logic. They care for monopoly. They care for global domination. Over the next several episodes, I will discuss what I believe they have learned in the last 30 years to keep this charade going and what contributes to this apparent boomer mindset. I will share one new lesson they have learned recently. Game theory. Most people believe that game theory meant the studying of the game itself. Chess, checkers, battleship, Pong, all these games have one thing in common. 1v1. So when people think of game theory, They believe it is the study of that particular game. Monopoly introduced more than 2 players. As well as poker, it is not the study of these games in and of themselves, but the fact that adding more players instantly solves two-sided issues. It's so obvious, like putting a G.I. Joe action figure on the chessboard. When you encounter problems with the plebs, just introduce a new character or mission, or group to mess with them. We see it being introduced in countries with the most educated and advanced populations, or with the most unsatisfied of citizens. If we look at Germany, France, the UK, or Canada, every time the citizenry gets perturbed, there springs up a new political party. When the political parties become too plentiful, they bring in multiple new groups, immigrants, to muddy opinion. I'm quite surprised the USA skipped over the parties being added to, not like they didn't try, but instead, the elite just said, let's skip and go to step 2, flood with immigrants and create new groups. The excuse? Is to ignore you.